Cuyahoga County Public Works Procurement and Contracting Committee for Wednesday, July 31st, 2019 will be called to order. Roll call, please.
Calling the roll, Mr. Tuma.
Here.
Mr. Miller. Mr. Miller is absent. Ms. Conwell. Ms. Conwell is absent. Mr. Schrein.
Here.
Ms.
Finally.
Baker. Here. There is a quorum.
Okay, Madam Clerk. And is there any public comment this morning?
No, Mr. Chair. Oh, I'm sorry. We do have one.
Oh, okay. And if you could please state your name for the record. Yeah, I don't think that mic's on. Okay.
David Wager with Palmieri Builders, 5201 Richmond Road, Bedford Heights, Ohio, 44146. I'm here to request that the plat have a third reading when Council of the Whole meets August 6th. So I guess, as I understand it, that my request should be to have the second reading suspended. I've got that right?
A second reading suspension if we're under a time constraint. And when we discuss the legislation, that's when you'd be able to kind of explain the need for that, okay?
All righty.
All right, thank you. Okay, and with that, could I have approval of minutes from the July 27, 2019 meeting?
So move.
And we have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Ayes have it. And Madam Clerk, if we could have the first matter referred to committee here.
Resolution number 2019-0166, fixing the 2020 water, storm, and sanitary sewer maintenance and/or sewage treatment rates for various county sewer districts, in accordance with the Ohio Revised Code, Section 6117.02.
Okay, and if you could state your name for the record.
Mike Chambers with Public Works.
Okay, Mr. Chambers, if you could explain this particular resolution to the committee.
Certainly. This resolution is required by Ohio Revised Code 6117 that we have to affix on an annual basis. You probably remember we've done this for the last few years in a row. The first one is fixing the rates. The second one is then approving and confirming them. Both of those are required by ORC 6117. I'm asking for a second reading suspension under these things, and what this is, it's basically we're setting up the rates for 2020 for our sanitary communities. All of the rates are the same except for a couple of changes. The Village of Brooklyn Heights is doing a rate reallocation. So their rate right now is $1.75 total, and it will continue to be $1.75. Excuse me, I ran from the steps down. Mayfield Heights is at $2.50, and right now it's going to continue at $2.50. And both of those communities, what we're doing is taking a certain dollar amount from the sanitary and moving into the storm for both of those. The City of Brooklyn, we're doing a rate reallocation again. Their rate is $2.60. It will continue to be $2.60. We're just moving money between the sanitary and storm accounts. The last one is the City of Garfield Heights. We are actually doing a 50-cent rate increase. Once again, this is 100% in cooperation with the city. We always do that. They're taking their rate from $2 and they're raising it to $2.50, and it'll be $2.20 for sanitary and 30 cents for storm.
Okay. And you said it quickly, the purpose of the first ordinance is to do what?
The first ordinance is required that we have to fix the rates. So basically what we're doing right now is fixing them.
Okay.
And then ORC says then you have to confirm and approve them.
Confirm and approve the fixed rates. Okay,
Right.
understood. Any questions from my colleagues? Mr. Schron?
Just one, the Brooklyn rate, you said was going from 2 to 2.50?
The Brooklyn rate it's at $2.60. It's staying the same. Both
Oh, I'm sorry.
Brooklyn Heights and Brooklyn. They're just, the sanitary was $1.60. They're raising it to $2. The storm was $1, and they're dropping it to 60. So they're just doing an internal allocation.
Well,
So-
one of them was going to 2 to 2.50.
Oh, yeah, that was Garfield Heights. That was the
Garfield
last
Heights,
one.
okay.
Yes, Garfield Heights.
That seems to be at 25%. Is that an unusual increase? At 25% increase, it seems to be fairly substantial.
We've been working with Garfield Heights for a number of years. We've been trying to cut back services on them. They have a tremendous need. Their system is older, and they have a lot of need. And we've been going back and forth with the mayor. And this 50 cents that we've identified is 100% going to pay off some of the deficit they have in their sanitary fund. So this is all going to capital. And then after that's paid off, then we'll sit back down with them and identify what, if we want to continue to build up a fund for the future. But they've had such tremendous needs in there, and we've been solving a lot of problems. And this is what they've decided to do is, do the 50 cents.
Okay, well, I know you keep saying 50 cents, but it's a 25% increase.
Understood.
Yeah, it's.
Correct. No.
It's gotta be one of the bigger ones you've ever come and put forth as far as a
No.
25% increase.
It's definitely an increase, and like I said, we've been working, we've tried a number of ways before we got to this point, trying to cut back services, but what ends up happening is the rains come and more things break. So over the last couple of years, we've done everything we could to not do this thing, but, working with the mayor, this was the best way we can move forward.
Yeah, Garfield's not my district, but that's a pretty heavy poke for a small district. I know that's probably struggling in some respects.
Absolutely, yeah. We don't do it lightheartedly. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, Ms. Baker?
Just a quick question. I see there are some sewer area numbers that are skipped. Is that because there's no change or what? Like number 4,
Yes.
6, 7?
These are, at one time, these are all sewer districts that were identified. Some of those are areas and communities that we don't serve.
Okay,
So however that numbering happened way back 50 years ago,
Okay.
it could be like the Cleveland and some of the other communities that aren't part of us.
so these are all inclusive?
Right, these are all the communities that impact us, these are all the districts that impact us and the communities that we, serve.
Okay.
Yes. Yep,
And just to be clear, the sewer districts are not necessarily our council districts.
correct.
Right.
Right.
I just want to make sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Any other questions or comments? Okay, seeing none, I'll make a motion for second reading suspension on R 2019-0166.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor of second reading suspension, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. The ayes have it. And then 2019-0167, is there anything in it other than what you said? It's a confirmation of and approval of the rates?
Right, and just outside, the reason we're asking for second reading suspension, per the code, it has to be done by the second Monday in September. So no, everything else is identical.
Okay, and I'll make a request for second reading
Excuse me,
suspension.
Mr. Chair.
I'm sorry.
I have to read
wanna
into
read
the
it?
record.
Oh, yeah, yes, reading the record. I'm sorry.
Resolution number 2019-0167, approving and confirming the 2020 water, storm, and sanitary sewer maintenance and/or sewage treatment assessments.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. And is there anything to add, Ms. Chambers? On
No,
this?
sir.
Okay. With that, I'll make a second reading request for second reading suspension, R 2019-0167. Could I have a second? Okay, I have a motion and a second for second reading suspension. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. The ayes have it. And Madam Clerk, if you could read the next resolution.
Resolution number 2019-0168, authorizing the county executive to accept dedication of land for Ethan Circle and Gates Mills subdivision located in Olmsted Township as a public street.
Okay, and if you could state your name for the record.
Dave Marquardt from the Department of Public Works.
Okay,
This is a request for approval of the final plat for Gates Village Phase 2 subdivision. Planning Commission on May 9th gave conditional approval of the final plat. Since then, as of July 11th, all of the pending items that were in their conditional approval have been met. And we're asking for council's approval on second reading suspension of the rules.
okay. And this is a new subdivision, is that what this is?
Yes, this is phase 2 of, phase 1 has already been constructed. This is an extension off of it and completes the Gates Village subdivision.
Okay. And any questions from my colleagues on this?
This is the same one that we had discussed not too long ago, and as far as phase 1, I think? didn't we?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
I think so, yeah.
Yep.
Anything else? Okay. And with that, anything else from you on this? Okay.
No.
And you're looking for second reading suspension. When are they looking to move forward on actual work on this? Do you know?
Well, most everything is complete right now. What the approval of the plat does is give the developer the right to sell the property at this point and build homes, so.
Okay, well, we want to get moving on that then.
Yes.
So I'll make a motion for second reading suspension on R 2019-0168. Could I have a second? I have a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, nay. The ayes have it. Thank you. And
Thank you.
if we could, the final resolution, I don't know if that sounds good.
Let's not go there. That was never a good topic when you put those two words together.
Ordinance number 2019-0010, enacting section 806.04 of the county code to establish the Cuyahoga County Energy Participation Program.
Okay. And if you could state your name for the record?
Hi, Mr. Chairman. Matt Reimer with the Department of Public Works.
Okay, Mr. Reimer, and it's my understanding we have a proposed substitute on this resolution that we discussed last time.
Yes, Mr. Chairman. This proposed substitute is the result of some of the questions that were raised in committee 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
As you may recall, this ordinance seeks to establish an energy participation program to participate in the CCAO energy purchase agreements. This will allow us to purchase our natural gas and electric utilities along with the other participating counties and political subdivisions in the program. The question at hand related to the proposed substitute deals with the reporting of the recommendations on how the manager for CCO will execute the contracts as a result of the publicly solicited RFPs. The proposed substitute is on page 3, paragraph D. The changed language is highlighted on page 3, paragraph D of the proposed ordinance, and it adds a reporting requirement from the Department of Public Works to this committee ahead of the written recommendations to the CCAO manager. You may recall that in the originally submitted ordinance, the only requirement that was proposed was an after-the-fact presentation to this committee by the Department of Public Works. And so we have added a reporting requirement prior to us giving our written recommendations to the CCAO.
Okay.
And again, this would be in the context of an RFP. This would be after the RFP results were received, but before the refresh date of a given transaction. We would be providing this committee a written recommendation as to the short list and the parameters by which we would be giving the CCO the approval to move forward on the refresh date with.
Okay. Any questions or comments on this resolution? Okay. I think a pretty thorough explanation. I know this was in conjunction with the law department as well, trying to make sure that we
It was, Mr. Chair.
dot all our i's and cross all our t's here. And again, this is for natural gas and electricity.
It would be, yes. This would be a 5-year participation agreement. We can expect during that 5 years to purchase natural gas in this fall, also to purchase electricity again in the 2021 timeframe, and then likely before this agreement ends, natural gas again after a 3-year approximate duration of that contract.
Okay. All right.
And these are for county facilities for which
Okay.
Public Works
And
maintains.
what type of time frame are we looking for here as far as moving this forward?
Mr. Chair, with respect, with the added committee hearing, we'd appreciate second reading suspension consideration if,
Okay.
but we understand.
All right. I'll make a motion for second reading suspension on.
Excuse me,
Oh, I'm
Mr.
sorry, you have to
Chair.
read this one too?
No, the proposed substitute?
Yes.
You have to accept that
Oh,
first.
okay, we have to accept that first. Okay. All these rules you're making me follow. Okay, I'll make a motion to accept the proposed substitute of Cuyahoga County Ordinance 02019-0010. Okay, we have a motion and a second to accept the proposed substitute. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, nay. The ayes have it. And then I'll make a motion to move the proposed substitute along to council on second reading suspension, 02019-0010.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. The ayes have it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Reimer. Okay. Is there any other miscellaneous business before the committee this morning? Okay, seeing none, I'll make a motion to adjourn. We have a second. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, nay. The ayes have it. Finance, Public Works will adjourn at 10:38 a.m.